Do you hear about this? The idea that like people with uncircumcised penises, they have more sensation in their penis from that part that usually gets cut off from the circumcised people. There seems
I
to be
thought
one advantage of that.
I thought it'd be less. This is backfired on me.
That's a wait, what's that?
This is backfired on me. I lit a candle and everything's falling.
Um, it's if I knew
Uh,
you lit a candle, I would have not have started the conversation off with circumcised penises. Uh,
hey,
oh my goodness, very sensual.
tell me more about the penile glands. If that's a thing, I don't know.
I don't know either. They're probably cutting off glands. Yeah. So apparently, like, I thought the same thing too. Like, if you're cutting off parts of the penis, that's a less sensation. But apparently, that part of the skin, there's a lot of nerves that could lead to different like pleasures and all that
Yeah.
such. So a lot of times, if you have the uncircumcised penis, you get the benefits of having those nerves touched. Hmm.
I don't know. Sounds nasty. I heard women don't like it when the men are uncircumcised.
I don't know. I haven't hit the streets and asked that. I would say the disadvantages of uncircumcised is that you carry more bacteria in those parts. They could trap more bacteria. Like say, like if you're urinating and you don't get all the urine out, and then it gets trapped in there. And I don't look, I haven't looked at the numbers, but I imagine there may be a higher rates of UTIs, urinary tract infections for uncircumcised people versus the circumcised, the Gentiles, shall I say?
Urinary tract. I would assume so because, like I said, you have to clean out that part.
Ew.
You gotta lift it up and clean it out.
No, I know that's disgusting though. Just even just thinking about it, it's like 'cause it feels like you're going inside the penis. I guess you are, but it's yeah, that's gross.
Well, I'm circumcised, so I don't have to worry about that.
Same, man. I didn't consent to it. There's a whole discussion with that of like you're a baby. If you don't consent to it sort of thing, it's like then you're gonna have like this adulthood where it's like, oh man, what if I want the pleasures of having a uncircumcised penis? Or if I have traumas, if I have traumas later on in life because maybe they cut it the wrong way, or like that's one of your first memories of someone putting some sort of sharp object to your penis.
There's just things in life that we can and we can't worry about.
Hmm.
Like the things that happen to us when we're babies, we have no control over that.
Hmm.
That'll never change. Just like people got vaccinated, they didn't want to get. You got vaccinated when you're a baby. It happened. You couldn't do anything about it. Like that baby that was on the cover of Nirvana's album had no control of being in that water. But that's just
Yeah,
what it is. So I
they
don't
put
know.
yeah, that was a wild move for that baby. It showed the baby's penis and everything like that. That was
That baby,
they're
that baby sued them. Did you see that?
was that a real thing?
It was recent.
Damn. That's wild. I wonder what the was it like emotional distress? I wonder why wouldn't it be like sue? I don't know if it had like parents or anything like that, but you'd think it'd be more so the people that consented to it versus Nirvana. But I guess Nirvana has the real estate and the money and such.
Yeah, you like suing your own parents, knowing that they're broke. It's kind of pointless.
It's a moral victory.
Welcome,
Property Ebonics. Welcome to Proper Ebonics. Welcome to Proper Ebonics.
Yo, we're in the building. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. On a Sunday edition of Proper Ebonics, Daylight Savings Edition. We're operating off less hour of sleep. Your boy feels it.
bro. I was coming back from a show last night. It was
Hmm.
12:30. I joined in my GPS. I was like, this can't be right. It messed me up for a second. I was like, wait, it don't take this long to get home.
Yeah.
To get home. I don't remember it was daylight savings. Yeah, man.
I uh I was at UFC 299. Well, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching UFC 299 and and it was a late card either way. Like it ended like near 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think it was like right at 1 o'clock it ended. And then on my drive home, it like I got there like I forgot when the switch happened during the drive, but either way, I got back at three something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh gosh, I gotta wake up early. I have kind of a packed day. And then luckily it actually worked out a little bit to our advantage because we started like a little bit later on. So I was able to like get a little breakfast in and all that stuff. But yeah, the daylight savings, I like it. It's cool. We get the more sun and all that, but yeah, it's I could definitely use more sleep. I may take a nap.
Sun over sleep. I don't know which one I like more. I like both things.
It's one I'll do one night of less sleep for the sun. You know what it is, man? I was out the night prior too. It's been 2 nights where I've been up until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
And I think it's starting to catch up on me.
Or you
Tonight,
mean one 4 o'clock and one 5 o'clock?
yeah, yeah, yes, that is the case. It's yeah, man. I'm starting to recognize different things of age. Like some people are they're like, oh, my knees, oh, my back,
Uh-huh.
oh, my crotch, and all that stuff. For me, one of the things that I have when I was younger, um, I was very good at being able to tell what time it was without knowing what time it was. Like, say we're here maybe an hour later, I was pretty good at being like, oh yeah, it is 1:42,
Mm.
and usually being on spot, maybe a minute or two off. I find with age, I'm not as good at that anymore. I'm sometimes like 14 minutes off. One time I was 26 minutes off recently. Got to be ticked
That's
off.
far. That's far off for you. 14 minutes.
Yes, yeah, bro. I was very precise with this. Like I always took pride in it. Like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I had a good sense of time. Like at any point, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's like 3:42, and be pretty on. But then my numbers have been drafting away, and I feel like that's the one sign of aging that I've been showing.
Is there a way you can like I don't know work on it? Like you know how you eat carrots and make your eyesight better. It's like a way you can I don't know, eat celery and get your memory, your time down back. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe hang out with more clocks. Maybe be equated like look at more clocks and such. Get a watch. Maybe that's what I should do. I should get like a $500 watch, and then that's gonna motivate me to do it a bit more.
Hang around a bunch of big men named Ben. Like
That's a
yeah,
ridiculous concept, dog. But I see what you're going for. I see.
Big Ben, like the clock. Okay, all right. I'm
Oh no!
sorry.
Oh no! Trust me. That's that's wild.
My bad. I feel like I feel like yeah, that's definitely a sign that you're aging. Also think it's pretty cool that you could tell time when you were young like that. Um,
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think that when I was a kid, I used to could tell weather.
Really?
Um, I could like I even I still do it today. Like I could look at the sky, look at the kind of clouds, see which way they're moving, and pretty much tell you what's about to happen. Like I can
Is
do
that
that.
is that a power, or is that just like kind of recognizing how climate kind of patterns go?
Can you do it, Kirk?
Yeah, I think if I look at the sky and I see it's cloudy out, I'm like, all right, there may be a little bit of an overcast.
Man, I thought I was gifted my whole life.
It's-
I could just tell which way clouds are going.
yeah, well, maybe you still have some of that. Maybe there's a part of it that I can't tap into, sort of thing. But I don't know. That sounds like a pretty like just looking at the sky and
What
being able to like you look at the sky, see that it's like gray out, and you're like, yo, it may rain later on. Is that kind of what you're saying, or?
I could tell you how it's gonna rain, how long it's gonna rain, where it's gonna rain at, the kind of drops gonna come down, that kind of stuff. Can you do that, Kirk?
I can't do that. I can't tell you what kind of drops are coming. I don't even know what kind of drops there are. I know rain, snow, and hail. That's it.
Or there's
And
there's
trust
other there's other stuff that you need to know about Kirk. Then and I can show you. Like when we were kids and we were playing manhunt, we need to know how long it's gonna rain before we could play again. I could tell you that.
damn. Yeah, I guess that could be useful. That'd be a wild superpower if you're an X-Men and that was like your like, we need a strategist. We need a mutant that's able to do this. Tell us, will it maybe be kind of windy out? That'd be kind of a cool power.
Yeah, when I was like 8, they used to call me the weather app.
They did not call you that. They did not call you the weather app. They did not- It's a cool concept. They did not. It's, there were no apps when we were eight. It's-
Yeah, man. They used to call me back in the day when I was 8. I don't know, they used to call me the Patrick Mahomes of weather when I was 8. That's what they used to
They
call
did
me.
most definitely.
The Taylor Swift of climbing, okay?
Taylor Swift. I'll take that. Yeah, that's yeah, man. It's been a minute since we connected, man. Has there been any major updates in your life since I believe February 24th?
Major updates in my life. I got married. I have some kids on the way. No,
Okay. Okay.
major updates. Today is the 10th. Sorry, brother. I thought our reply should be in bottom of background 4. Sorry. Album. I'm in album mode, bro.
Yeah.
And I like how you did this. So March 22nd is the
Well,
album release
oh,
slash
yeah.
birthday
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
slash comedy show,
Yeah.
Philadelphia at Myers Brewing. We're doing 2 shows.
Mm.
Um, you're one of the features on the show, man. We're gonna have
Cool.
a good time.
It's very
Uh,
nice.
March 22nd, man. It's going down, man. It's time to turn things up a notch.
Yeah,
You know,
man. Wait, hold on. Is there two shows that day or two shows? Because I know you're doing one in New York.
that day, bro. That day.
Oh, nice. All right, that's cool.
Read your text messages.
I did not see that part. That's that's cool.
I have all right, look, okay, so I don't know what's up with y'all comedians that y'all don't look at all the details, right? So like I book a lot of shows and often I get comedians being like, yo, I didn't know the show was here, like the day of the show. And
Oh, it's
I'd be like, bro, you don't know the details. Like I'm not accepting anything without looking to see where it's at. Like I need every detail before I can agree to do something. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna whip on my phone right now, but did you clarify that it was two shows? Because I remember you said like, "Hey, there's a show. Are you available on this date?" And I want to see if you said shows with an S or show.
All right, so since you won't want to verify, I
I
will
do want to
verify.
verify this.
So Kirk Griffiths.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, look, we go back. Boom, 2 shows, 7 and 9. I
Whoa,
said it. I
damn.
love details because I don't like when people send me booking requests without details. With everything I've detailed, as Pat tell you, date, price, time. Like I make sure, boom, 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 boom. You ain't
Hmm.
got no questions. It's yay or nay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And salute to you. I try to do the same on mine, sort of thing like that. But yeah, I missed that detail. That's cool. I like the idea of that. Both shows, sort of thing. That's gonna be nice. Hey, it's funny. I had a dream last night. I was at some sort of like large banquet, and it was supposed to be Soul Joel's. There's like a large banquet, large projection screen, and me and a few other comics were there for like a roast of someone. I don't remember who it was, but it was a roast, and I felt like, oh man, kind of rushed. Then I know, I don't know where Joel comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you host this for tomorrow?" For $100,000, and I was like, "Oh man, I have Alan's thing tomorrow." Because it's, it's I remember waking up towards it. I was like, "Oh, all right." There could have been some sort of discussions, but no, I'm locked in. That's how locked in I am for March 22nd. All
Dream
right,
Joel
Joel.
was like, Dream Joel was like, "Are you sure, buddy? You want?"
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's how committed you are. I appreciate that.
that's yeah, man. No, it's gonna be fun. I saw the lineup and some other killers on there, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, dog, it's gonna be a good show, man. Tickets, like I sold tickets before the link even dropped. Like motherfuckers is like, yo, send me the link. I was like, got you, because yeah, man, it's about to go down. It's a. Have you ever been there before, Myers Brewing? You ever did a show there before?
No, unless they like it was another place and they changed names, but I've seen people do shows there.
Yeah, so it's not like a huge venue. So it's like a nice size venue. Like we gonna pack out these 2 shows, dog, and we'll have a lot of fun. Like it's gonna be a fun situation. Like
Yeah.
I ain't even like people ask me like a bunch of like specific questions. I don't even have the answers to a lot of things. So we hear the show's book, tickets on. Like, we gonna it's a bar. We gonna have fun. It's
And you have another one coming up. Is it on 24th?
the 24th. I'm at City Winery in New York, but the 25th
Hmm,
I'm doing an album release in Brooklyn.
that's all right. Okay.
So to all my Brooklyn folks, we going to do it again at Crown Heights Cafe, March
Nice.
20th. Yeah, so
Nice, man.
that's like my whole little album release birthday week. I mean, roll out. Like we just having shows, having fun, buy the album, share pictures, videos, just we having fun, and that's just what it is, man.
I may wear my tracksuit. We'll see.
Like you getting loose.
May get loose, man. It's wearing gray sweatpants on stage is a wild move, but especially when you're working with I'm working with. Just joking, not really. But yeah, it is. I may rock out with that. It's gonna be a flat fit. I got a new gold chain. I'm wearing that with the tracksuit. I may do
Mm.
that for the show. We'll see.
Gray sweatpants and a gold chain with some Adidas shell toes.
No shirt either.
It's hamburger meat all out.
Yeah. It's
Look,
um
speaking of gray sweatpants,
okay.
my mom,
Oh, all right.
she was on TikTok and she was like, somebody like made a post of like about gray sweatpants, and she like did a stitch combining her face with it.
Oh my
Like
God.
she was just like, "Hey y'all, what are they talking about gray sweatpants?" Asking people like, what does the gray sweatpants mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's this video? And then like in the comments, people just like dick,
Oh my gosh.
eggplant. I'm like, oh god, like mom.
What's your mom doing? I'm glad she just didn't ask you directly, I guess, but she made a whole TikTok for her. She could have Googled.
I'd rather her just ask me than be out on the in the public sphere, just like asking like, what's going on? You got dudes commenting like, you really want to know? Like,
That's I didn't know about that either. Like I didn't know that was like a phenomenon. I was informed like within a year ago. I was like, oh, I didn't recognize that sort of thing. But yeah, I did wear sweatpants to a show once I got the tracksuit, and then it happened to be the one time the host brought me up to this very sensual thing. They're like hyping me up, and they're like at one point they're like, I just gotta say, I got a crush on this person. He's sexy as fuck, and like went a whole minute, a whole minute. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like really playing into the role. I'm like dressed all sexy, in my sweatpants and all that stuff. It kind of played out in a good way, but it was wild.
what did it like turn you on for you went up there? You're like, oh me? Yeah.
No, not necessarily. It was more so like, all right, well, I guess I gotta dress being sexy now. I wasn't planning on being just dressing the whole being sexy thing until later in the act, but I'll address being sexy up top as well.
They do say the ones that don't like know that they're sexy sometimes it's like, like I said, it's like ducks. You know what I mean? It's like you don't understand. Take those glasses off, but we can see that sexiness but under the glasses. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how good you taste.
It's a little
Ducks
sneak
don't
preview.
know.
Yeah, well, there's that concept of the ugly duckling syndrome sort of
Yeah.
thing. So, which I don't know if I necessarily had it. I didn't feel as confident in my looks when I was younger. Not say like I was about to say not to say now. I don't know. I actually do feel kind of confident. I feel like I'm acquired taste and it works for me, and I didn't necessarily have that when I was younger. So, yeah,
Mm.
now I'm out here with the glasses. Sometimes I take them off for the people and all that stuff.
Every time Kirk take his glasses off in public, women just scream.
Yeah.
Like, go take them off, take them off, take them off, Kirk, take them off.
It's Yeah, they think I'm someone else. That'd be wild. Yeah, man. Well, haven't really been up to anything super crazy in the last 2 weeks. Just kind of the norm. Finished my challenge with the monologue jokes, which solid. That was fun. That was a good one right there.
Do we
Uh,
get to hear some? What's up? What you got? I know you got one you like.
yeah, I have a few. I don't have them right in front of me, right, sort of thing. Let me think of.
You remember one. Stop that.
Yeah, all right. There's this ongoing trend where people are getting married at prisons. To complement this, they're having the honeymoon at Indonesian sweatshops. That's just one off the top right there. So like that joke in particular, like or that headline in particular, I wrote like eight for. So I happen to have those on deck. But yeah, it was fun. It's the monologue jokes are great, but not all of them are transferable to stand up. So right now I'm kind of looking for like a version of that for stand up, like almost like using that sort of format, but then like applying it to like different things, like whether it be observational or personal life stuff. I That's one thing that I it speaks to my style, but I also just haven't really been able to tap into as much. Like you've seen my stuff. I don't really talk about personal stuff as much, and that's through stand-up journey. I've always like wondered of like, oh, what could it be like to do that? But when I do it, I find I personally just don't find it funny. I don't really enjoy it as much. So I don't know if that's a matter of tapping in better or that's just my sense of humor. And that's what I find funny is more the observational stuff. So um kind of looking for something where I'm able to tap into a writing format and it goes towards one of those two.
Interesting. Um, my first thing that comes to my mind when you say that is that you may not think the stuff that you write about is funny because you're self-conscious of it. Um,
Eh,
does that
I think maybe for some things, yeah, maybe some things I feel like strongly about. Yeah, that could be the case, but I want to say no as well because there's certain things like I've tried to write something about like the heart condition for a
uh-huh.
while, and I'm not self-conscious about that. Like I could be open about it. At this point, I'm like, oh, it's like a trait, cool. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of like being able to tap in it into a way where it's like it meets like my kind of like goofy style and it's still funny versus me just telling people of like here's a situation. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always open for tips on that, but that's a good point too.
Yeah. I mean, just it just has to flow. It has, I get it. Um, Interesting. I would like to like, I don't know. I think that you should take like one, like every time you go to a mic or something like that, like just they take the hard thing, right? I've done this, right? Uh, so the story about when I got pulled over by the cops and they had four guns in my face, right?
Yeah.
That happened 5 years ago. And for the longest, I just couldn't find the funny in it. Like I could not come up with the punchline. It just nothing I thought was working until like I kind of just like stopped trying to be funny about it and just like said I kind of just said what happened, which was like the cop asked me to tell him a joke, and the whole like, for the past 5 years I was trying to come up with like this funny joke or like this,
Yeah.
but like that's not really what happened. So I just said like I don't feel funny because there's guns in my face.
Yeah.
Like and just telling the story kind of just like I was like, oh, just that was funny to people. Like I didn't think that
Right. Without a punchline, yeah, just like the absurdity of the reality.
right. And but then it once I got to that point though, it was like, oh, just the actual story's funny. Then I was able to tag it and like punch it. So it was like, oh, so I don't know, maybe just like brisk it one day and just tell the story, like
Yeah. No, it's
a story, any story, like
I think that's a because I've done those for a handful of different things, not just like the hard stuff, and like sometimes it gets some traction. I'm like, oh, I'll continue doing it, sort of thing. But I just find like it doesn't lend itself to my style. But I think it can. I think it's something that can work, sort of thing. Like I tried doing for like a year. I was doing this bit where I was like oh, I have a heart condition, and I was trying to do a thing where I was gearing it up with rapping. So it was like telling the heart condition and then having like three raps about different heart conditions or different like medical conditions. Like I'm jealous of other medical conditions because you could rap better for those versus the heart condition. And so it's kind of like, oh, here's personal story, but it's also the silly style that I have. Um,
that's
so
good, yo.
it's yeah,
That's,
it
that's
was
funny. It's goofy.
it's a funny concept, yeah, but yeah, it just didn't really the people liked it sort of thing. I find it didn't really resonate with me enough. But I think there is a way. I think there's another journey within stand up for myself that I haven't unlocked yet, perhaps.
Yeah,
But yeah, that may be a goal sort of thing. I remember I tried it before, like write personal stories. Maybe try it again and try to get in because that's so much material if you're getting from your personal life. Um,
yeah. That, that's what my material is. I don't see you're like the exact opposite of me.
mm,
Like I make observations and I like make jokes about things, but like my stand-up is pretty much just my life. Like I
yeah,
don't know, like it's easy for me to remember. There's stories that I've been telling forever. So I don't know. It's but like I would like to do more like observational and like current event stuff. But like I don't know, like you said, it just doesn't move me though. Like if it doesn't like move me and satisfy me, it's kind of like, what do I want to do it?
yeah. That's exactly yeah. That's we have the flip of that because there's times where I tell a person like I'm not really satisfied with this, which I don't know what the psychology of that means, sort of thing. What question when you get stories like because you'll tell a lot of personal stuff from like the past. Uh, do you have a method of being able to recognize like there's so many things that have there's stories that happened 10 days ago, 10 years ago. How do you tap into certain stories? Like how do you recall certain ones and just recognize like, oh, that could be a funny thing?
absurdity, like you said. Like I've lived a lot of, I've done a lot of absurd things in my life, and yeah, when I tell people like this, like I said, there's stories that I've been telling, like the people like, yo, I used to do this, or I did that, or this happened to me. And they're like, yo, that happened. Those things are like the things that I'm like, okay, I got this story in my head. I may even write like the topic down in my phone, like the I spilled. I'm doing this for this topic right now. I spilled beer in the labor unit when my baby mom was in labor. Like that's crazy. Like
You got beer in there?
so,
How do you get beer in the hospital?
that's all they would have put in my book bag. I had a whole 40.
Nice.
I spilled it, but it was malt liquor, and
I like how you're seeing the baby come out and you're just like you just do like a spit take. Just
no, she was in labor for 22 hours,
oh
right?
goodness.
So the baby wasn't coming out the whole time. So like after like the first 8 hours, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go grab me a still reserve. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go to the vending machine and get a still reserve real quick.
Right. So so what I'll do with a story like this is like I know I got the story in my head. I write down in my phone the topic, like I spilled beer in a labor unit. And you know what I'll do really? I'll just tell the story to people. Like I'll tell it and kind of like find out where the funny. I'll do that a lot. If I can't get to a mic or I ain't got time to work on it at a show, like I'll throw it out there and then I'll kind of write it. I kind of write it down. Like this is the funny parts of it. Then I'll start doing it. Or maybe even start doing it on stage first and then start telling people on the street. Like, you know what I mean? But like I kind of just gotta tell the story. Once I like tell it and like get the wording out and kind of like see how I want to pace myself, then I can kind of like punch it up and make it funny and things like
Mhm.
that. Like I kind of know what's absurd and funny about it already, but like really digging into it is like, yeah, I just gotta like that's how I like right now I'm in the process. I just did the album. I got a bunch of just titles in my phone of topics I want to talk about that aren't
Mm.
fleshed out, but this is my process, so
Mm. I feel like
that's a
another resource too is like talking to family because I feel like there's so much stuff that I just don't remember. Like even like friends, like my buddy Alex is telling me something about college like less than 10 years ago, and it was a pretty major thing. I was like, I remember now that you're telling me, but otherwise I would not think about that in any way. So being able to like tap in people, because it was kind of like an absurd thing, like, oh yeah, that's pretty big. Like, how did I forget that whole journey? So yeah, that I may go on stage, try this approach, tell personal tales, and just start crying. It's like the first time I tried to ride a bike, like sorry, being taught how to ride a bike by my grandmother's boyfriend, Beefcake. Probably a story in that. That's
no, that's so good.
yeah. That's
My
shout
grand,
Beefcake.
I started laughing at the word grandma, but then you said boyfriend, beefcake. Come on,
That's Beefcake
that's that's
right there.
that's so that's so good. Yeah, man. But I think that asking questions like my mom knows when I call her and start asking questions, I'm probably thinking about a joke. I'm writing like I need to know something. It's like, yo, mom, so tell me what my dad do to you when no, yeah, I do that like just so I can like yeah, because shit starts sparking. People remember things that you don't remember too. So
Yeah.
yeah, so writing about yourself get you closer to your loved ones. So
Mm. Speaking of which, man, I'm going on a journey, and perhaps I'll try to get some sort of situation out of this in terms of a story. Because your boy is going international. Producer Pat, if you could play the international Kirk music, oh my goodness,
you're gonna play Punjabi MC.
I wouldn't mind. It's your boy has never been to Europe, never sniffed Europe air, never walked on Europe grounds, never had the Euros. Um, that's about to change. That's about to change. In April, your boy KG is going to Amsterdam. Going to Amsterdam.
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
Netherlands.
Netherlands, man. Shout out to Holland. Yeah, man, going out there. It's going to be a week of everything's in terms of the travel and the Airbnb booked. Uh,
Good.
yeah, man. The Dijon and I, we're planning on doing like London and Amsterdam because they're pretty close. Then like logistically and timeline wise, was like, all right, this is a lot to cram in a week, and we're twisting our arms trying to get this to work. It's like maybe we just pick one and then go to some other place within that place. But yeah, we landed on Amsterdam, and it's kind of wild when you tell like because you put in like your PTO and stuff like that, like at work and all that stuff, and like telling people like they're like, "Oh, where are you going?" It's like I'm going to Amsterdam, and then you have to like go into this whole thing where it's like, yeah, it's kind of like Las Vegas, where it's like people have this preconceived notion of it, but it's really a beautiful country outside of it.
outside of the red light district. And
Yeah, that's I was telling I was telling shout out to one of my bosses when I came out to the show. I told her about it, and then like there's a little bit of a pause when I told her, like she kind of like paused for a bit, and I was like, all right, I should maybe give some context. Like there's other things, there's museums. It's like it's a very pretty place. Yeah,
sure, Kirk, sure.
yes, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I probably seem like a deviant because the last one it was like, yeah, guys, I'm going to Vegas. It's like, all right, guys, like it's trust me, I'm not a well, I was about to say I'm not a deviant, but to be determined. I have some deviant tendencies. Yeah, you've been there.
I have.
Uh,
I've been to Amsterdam. Yeah,
uh,
man. It's great. It was a great time. You're gonna love it.
yeah, I think so, man. It's gonna be cool. It's and shout out to you, man. One of the well, yeah, I won't. Well, you have a different goal in there, but one of the goals while I'm out there is to hop on a show or two. I'm not gonna spend the whole trip doing shows and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but it would be nice performing Europe. Like that is like one where it's like I'm most definitely getting on some sort of thing. Even if it's like a mic if needed,
Yeah.
but the goal is to like get booked on a show there and was able to find some message that contact. That's what's up. And
Did you get on?
no, nothing back yet. Like it was a very recent message, but well, let me ask you something. When you do these outreaches, because sometimes the Facebook messaging, they don't see it unless you add them. Do you
Yeah.
add them and then message?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would. Like if it wasn't something pressing, I'm probably but like you're going out of the country, you gotta add them.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would shoot, yeah, I would add her. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. I mean, that would be my next step with that. But there's other ones too that I was able to find. Shout out to Chicago Boom. That's like one of the big improv theaters, and like a lot of the people from like Second City, they would tour out there in Amsterdam.
Mm.
And I remember hearing about this on podcasts years ago. And then after seeing it, like my friend Jason, who went out there, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's like a big place there. So regardless, I'm gonna hit that up. Get on something, that'd be cool. Also watch something that'd also be cool. But yeah, man, I without getting spoiled of what's in Amsterdam, it'd be interesting to compare journeys and what sort of things we explored.
This is gonna be so fun. Make sure you reach. There's a comedy club there too.
Hmm.
Reach out to the comedy club. They may give you a spot.
The Wonder Bar.
Nope. It's like called like Comedy Club of Amsterdam or Amsterdam Com. It was right. It was literally right across the street from my hotel.
Okay.
Uh, it's not Wonder Bar. It was something else. But they'll be. Yeah, I'll look it up. But yeah, we could compare trips. My trip was pretty wild. I was with my sugar mama, so I don't know
I
how.
remember it was like a nurse that flew you out, right?
Yeah, I got flowed out. Flew
Yes.
out. Yeah, man. So I had a wild trip. We was at the red light district and all that, and
Well,
all the cafes, man. Got everything you need, man. It's gonna be amazing, man. You have so much fun.
yeah. I'm excited for bikes.
The
There's bikes
bikes
all
per
over the place.
capita, the Amsterdam bikes per capita is the most in the world. Like there's I think it's more bikes than people.
That's a wild move.
I'm pretty it's like I don't know if you can look that up, but I think that is more bikes than people in Amsterdam. It's bikes. They have like like parking garages where there's cars in
Yeah.
America. There's
Yeah.
parking garages with just bikes.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, bro.
Bruce Bat, you make a great point. What's the library situation? You know, your boy looked it up. We have it on the Wander log. It's the place, it's an app where you're able to log places you want to go on particular days. If you Google Amsterdam Library, it looks crazy. It looks great. Like it looks like it has like 6 floors. It looks like it's a super old building. One of the things is like go in there and do some writing. That's gonna be nice.
Amsterdam Library. I want to see.
Yeah, check that up. Yeah, producer Pat, if you're able, I don't know technology, but if you're able to maybe pull that up on your end and show it for the screen. But we did get the bike fact, and that shows the Netherlands has a population of 17.2 million, and about a quarter of those, 4.25, cycle every day. There are actually more bikes than there are people. So yeah,
Ooh, I knew it.
that checks out. I wonder if there's more cars than people in the US.
No,
Yeah, I feel like that probably is the case.
no, because there's so many kids and people without cars, and but no, like
That's
you see it. It's like it's make sure you keep your head on a swivel, because Europe is smaller.
mm,
Like America is big. We have big streets. Europe is smaller. Everybody's tight. Things are tight. Like people, it's fast. It's like, oh man, you're gonna have.
yeah.
It's gonna be so cool. But
Did
like when
you?
I, this right here, this move right here, you're gonna know what I mean when you get there. Like
Yeah,
everybody's like,
it's the Amsterdam Macarena. Did you ever drive while in Europe? Like just get an opportunity to get in a car?
nah, I did. I wanted to, but I didn't. I just Ubered everywhere.
Mm,
Caught train. I caught the train because we caught a train from Amsterdam through Belgium to Paris,
yeah,
where I was able to take my shirt off on the Eiffel Tower. And
I remember that. When you texted me that, I was like, I forgot that you used to do that. Like, I forgot that that was like the move for like a while. But yeah, I remember that on top of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I'm excited for this, man. I feel like that's something I've had in mind for. It's one of those things where it's like I mean, one day I'll go to Europe. That could be cool, and then it's like that. It's for it to actually be a thing. It's very very excited.
the museum got it, guys. The air cut off. I think that's there.
The
That's
Van
what
Gogh
they.
Museum, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good museum to go to. If you got a chance to.
Our friend Jason was saying because he didn't want to spoil the whole museum, but he was saying there's one exhibit where like they have a microscope up to one of Van Gogh's beach paintings, and because he was on the beach while painting it, and the microscope shows like actual sand that blew into the painting. So I was like, all right, I'll check that
Yes,
out. Well,
that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna take my shirt off in there. Let's see. That's I'm bringing the gold chain. I'm walking around shirtless with a gold chain. It's gonna be nice.
Just don't go through the red light district with your gray sweatpants on. Okay, you know.
Yeah, that's thank you for that tip. Thank you for that travel tip right there.
Oh man, this is gonna be so good. I can't wait. And what are the dates? April?
April 8th to April 15th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be out there. The one downside to it. The one downside. It's one downside. And I had to break the news to producer Pat, and I had to break the news to my friend Ray. I'll be missing UFC 300. That's
Ain't
like
no ain't no Buffalo Wild Wings in Amsterdam.
that's a good question. Well, two things with that. While I may be able to watch it, sort of thing, it's the time zone difference. So it's like it's gonna start like 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. We're probably gonna be out on Saturday night, sort of thing. So I don't think there's gonna be any bars where I go to. I could buy it technically, but realistically, I'll probably watch when I get back. But the big thing though is like I'm not gonna be watching it with my boys. That's the
Mm,
big thing. It's like that's like our Super Bowl. Like I'm missing the Super Bowl. And so that part's a bit of a bummer. However, I weighed it out where it was like we were only really able to go during this week for X, Y, and Z reasons. So I was like, all right, am I really going to stay just for UFC 300 versus a trip to Europe?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that you made the call on it. But my boys, if you're listening right now, and producer Pat, you're definitely listening. You're producing it. Uh, have fun. You know your boy's going to be there in spirit. If you guys end up watching it together, that's great. But I'm going to tap in. I want to see the winner of the BMF title. It's going to be a great night. But yeah, I'll be there in spirit, but in Amsterdam in real life.
Would that be what the eighth? So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't you obviously will be here when you get back. You can watch it on probably YouTube,
Yeah,
and you'll be good. Trust me. The dip doesn't want you to be worried about UFC.
she most definitely is not my yeah. Yeah, it's overall. I'm more excited than that. But like, if there's one part of it, it's like I was nervous to tell Pat and Ray. I was like, guys, I'm gonna be missing. Yeah, but we'll be all right though.
Nice. Speaking of UFC, did you see the boxing match that's about to happen?
So which? Oh wait. So before, are you talking about Francis Ngannou or Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on a Netflix exclusive in July. Jake Paul, being about like what, 31, 32. There's a 31-year age difference between these two. So Mike Tyson is like double his age. What are your thoughts on this? Of like this, I don't even want to say Jake Paul's a YouTuber. At this point, I feel like he's transcended that. He is in the boxing game, entertainment boxing game,
Yeah.
and Yeah, so I'm not going to downplay his achievements, but what do you think of him versus Mike Tyson?
I don't like that at all for Mike Tyson. You
Okay.
know, there's nothing about this is like Mike should do this or needs to do this. I don't think he's broke or anything. Like, why is he doing this? Like, why?
I don't know. I haven't heard any interviews. I they showed one clip of him using a cane at one point, but that could have just been like a temporary thing. I think if he trains and he still has the power, that's cool. But I'm with you. It's one of those things where it's like you don't want to see Mike Tyson get hurt or like have any impact on his legacy. It's a big deal. I imagine he's getting paid a lot if it's on Netflix. So I could see why that may be an appeal. But well, think of it this way too. When he fought, who's was it Leonard? Who was the guy that he fought recently? It was
Mike
like
Tyson?
another, yeah, it was a boxing legend. It was like Pat, you go up. I'm blanking on the name
Yeah, I
right now.
forget who he fought. It was
It was
Roy,
not John Jones. It
Roy,
was
Roy
not
Jones.
John. Oh wait, Roy.
Roy
Sorry.
Jones.
I'm thinking UFC. I was like, show Pat. Yeah, so he fought Roy Jones in 2021, I think, and he looked
Yeah.
excellent. Granted, that's both retired boxers, but Mike Tyson looked excellent in that. So I'm not completely like, yeah, he's gonna get like washed. I think he actually has a chance. I also get people's reservations in this and feeling like it's exploitive of the legendary Mike Tyson, but it's something he seemingly wants to do.
Yeah, I get. I don't know. I don't know. I guess as a boxer, you always have that urge to prove that you still got it and you can beat anybody. I get that, but it's just like I just don't like Jake Paul. Don't give him no shine. Like,
It's crazy those brothers, man. So like his brother fought Mayweather and now he's fighting Mike Tyson. Like I think it's just a testament to like what they've been able to build and like the kind of money that they get for the people that are in it. And apparently they pay the people on the undercard, they get paid very well. So I do like that aspect too. But yeah, it definitely does seem a little I didn't see it coming. I'll tune in, I guess. But I don't want to see Mike Tyson be impacted in a super negative way.
do you think Tyson can lose?
I think it's a possibility. It's a boxing match, and Jake Paul is much younger. Um, and I don't know Mike Tyson's condition. I would say Mike Tyson is going to condition himself and train super hard. Obviously, it's Mike Tyson. I would actually, when I heard it, I was like, Mike Tyson could win it. That was my initial thing. Um, he could lose too, I guess, but I do think of it this way too. All right. Jake Paul wasn't able to really take out Nate Diaz. Granted, Nate Diaz is a super durable person.
Yeah.
He does have good boxing, but he's not a boxer. He's not like a professional boxer. Mike Tyson is a professional boxer. So, yeah, I think there's a chance that Tyson could actually come out the victor.
Interesting. I never even thought about it until right now about Tyson losing.
What do you mean? Like the idea of him losing?
Yeah. I just figured it's Mike Tyson. Like he gonna hit him one time and kill him. Like I
Good. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they say the whole age thing, but also old man strength is a real thing too. And Tyson, it's not like he's completely inactive. He still trains. I don't know if he trains on the level of like fighting, but I think he could still get there. I think he has a very good shot.
well, I hope Mike Tyson wins, man. I can't stand Jake Paul. He
Uh,
keep beating up all these black people.
yeah, I noticed that trend too. I noticed that trend. It's like, when are you gonna fight Oscar De La Hoya? Like, so,
I mean, I guess Nate Diaz, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's but yeah, I because it was what Nate Robinson, what's his name? Tyron Woodley 2 times. Yeah, it's not great.
You don't want to like this is becoming racist at this point. Like, you don't want to beat up no white people.
I want, I want to see him fight. I want to see him fight Kamaru Usman.
Who's that from
Niger
UFC?
Yeah, so he was the welterweight champion for a very long time. Like he almost beat Anderson Silva's record for title defenses, and he wanted to fight Canelo, another Mexican boxer. So he's known for his wrestling, but he's really into boxing, and he has a very strong jab. He's someone that's more in like his prime, and he's still active, and I think that would be a cool thing to see. The weight difference may be a big thing, but I think that could be a more even match.
And this guy's from Africa, right?
Yeah.
So I know Jake Paul would do
It's he's just looking at the continent, like trying to find different fighters
it.
there.
Like he don't even. He's like, yo, we got an offer for Jake Paul for you, Jake. He's like, okay, what do we got? He's like, what's their like? Do you want to know their name? No, I want the name. Just tell me the race. Tell me the race,
What
and then
flag pops up?
that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see Jake Paul fight. I don't know Eminem or something like that. Fight somebody white. Like,
It's that would throw me off if I just like open up news and like Jake Paul versus Eminem on Netflix. Like that's I guess Tyson wasn't available. That would be my first thought. Yeah.
anybody, Jake Paul, Anderson Cooper. I don't know any white person. But why
Your
you gotta
reference for
just
white people are very interesting. Of like fight Eminem or Anderson Cooper, one of them.
try to think who else is white? I don't know, Martha Stewart. I don't know who else is white.
You guys can't get John Goodman to show up at Netflix. It's
Yeah, anybody. Adam Sandler would be dope. That would be a good fight. Adam Sandler. Like,
uh I wouldn't want to see that for Adam Sandler, man.
uh,
Real quick, man, we haven't done this in a few weeks. You want to get some prop suggestions? My prop suggestion for this one. This one, some may listen to this and think, Kirk, this is an unethical pro tip. And I guess that's subjective, but I think it's a tip, and I want to warn it is for the library people out there. So say you get a new release from the library, you're digging it, you had it on hold for maybe a month or so, and you finally get it, and then you want to read it, but it's like, you only have it for a month. You don't know if you're gonna be able to finish it in a month. You got different things to do. You got kids to feed. You got snakes to take their sheds off and all that stuff. You got different things to do. My prop suggestion is get a trusted friend or trusted honey Dijon, have them put that same book on hold. So that way, when the book is about to expire and you have to like give it back, you give it back and then they take it out and then give it back to you. So you have two rentals essentially. It extends your being able to your rental without having to pay any late fees.
sounds illegal.
So I don't know that part. That I don't know. I don't think it is. Like say like if you're like all right, if you like live with your dip and like it's like all right, I'm reading this book, it's due tomorrow. Your dip then runs the book, and it's like all right, the book is in the household. I think it's like it's maybe an abuse of the library system in some ways, insider trading, some may dare to say, and by some I mean producer Pat. Shout out to him on that one. I'm not going to jail, Pat. And also, there's no proof that I've done this. I want to put that on record. But for those that are looking for popular books and want to extend it, consider that.
Okay, if you, I mean, I'm down with doing something illegal, so I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think that use your people, do what you gotta do. Shoot, you can rent out the whole library for all I care.
Yeah, like 12 kids just rent out like all these books. Yeah, the one thing though, it's like you gotta once you have that extended one where it's like you're reading it under the other person's rental, you gotta be careful with the book. You can't go out there like losing the book. You can't read the book in the shower. You can't do all that stuff because then the damage just falls on them. You don't want to damage your relationship due to the rental. So you gotta keep that in mind.
Gotcha. Good suggestion. Good suggestion. I mean, I guess
Thanks.
it's a good suggestion if you like to illegally read. Okay. Um, my suggestion is let the 18 wheelers merge.
Okay.
That's my suggestion. Because what happens is when you're on a highway, you don't let these big tractor trailers merge, then they become angry and irate and they get aggressive.
Oh my goodness.
The last thing that we want as drivers on the street is aggressive 18 wheelers. Okay. I've dealt with one the other day.
What?
I got into a slight accident.
Okay.
Slight.
Mm.
Like he wouldn't let me merge. Like he was being an asshole. Like he
Yeah.
was deliberately not letting me merge. And I was just thinking, like, man, what's up with him? What's going on with him today that he wanted this car merged? So I wasn't backing down though, because I'm a gangster. So we kind of bumped a little bit. Now my car got a little messed up on it, but it's cool though. I ain't back down. You know what I mean? So
Damn. You gotta be careful. Those 18 wheelers, a lot of them are cranked up on meth.
you gotta let him merge. You gotta let a meth head merge.
Mm. When you say you
That's what
got a
I'm saying.
little, so that's how'd that feel of getting a little nudge from an 18 wheeler?
It was insane, man. It was crazy. It was one of the craziest things that happened to me. But it was wild. But I really thought though I was wrong because I was mad that day. Some things were going on in my own life, and I was aggressive too. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, 18 wheeler, you ain't nothing compared to this Chevy Equinox. You know what I mean?
It's- Uh, did you guys have to like stop it all, or you just kept going?
I stopped. He just kept.
Oh goodness,
He,
sheesh, damn.
at the
That's a
time, my car wasn't 100% legal, so I couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? But
mm,
we
damn.
good now though. We good now. Anybody listening to this, or you a cop? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're giving some wild suggestions this episode.
So the suggestion really is, though, honestly, is to when you're on the road with the trucks, let them merge. When they're in the left lane, most of the time they're trying to get back to the right lane. So don't just zoom around them so they can't get back in the right. You gotta, yeah, because you gotta be easy on them. They drive a lot of heavy material and they can cause damage. So let them
Yeah,
merge.
I once, I once, I guess it was like a lane was closing, like it was like two lanes and it was about to turn to one, and it was like 5, 6 years ago. I was in the left lane and I went past like an 18 wheeler. It was pretty late, and then like I was able to get in front of him before it turned to one lane, and then like he honked his horn like so for like a good 15 seconds, and I was like, because I get to when they're, it's harder for them to brake.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I don't think he needed a break. Like I was going pretty far ahead. I think he was just annoyed, but
Yeah,
it is harder for them to break. So they take those precautions, not to mention the meth. So they get pretty aggressive too. So for the
yeah,
most part, I would say just like let them do their thing. In the road in general, let people let people do their thing with that. Because it's a lot of times it's just not worth any sort of like incident that could happen from it.
yeah. It wasn't worth it. I literally was like, okay, I gotta chill. I was like, let me relax because people are crazy on these roads. So yeah. Um,
Well, I'm glad you didn't get shot.
yeah, me too.
That was stunk.
Yeah, for the ruin my Saturday.
That's yeah,
But we good now though. Also I want to do goals because I got a specific goal. I came up with a goal that I think we've been talking about this for a long time. But this episode, I was like, ding, ding, ding. This can be a combination of your goal and a goal of our goal.
mutual
So
goals. Well,
mutual goal. So here's my idea, right? To we don't post on Instagram at all, right? To we have to start posting on there. We have to, right? But we don't know what to post. But I think I figured out exactly what we can post.
okay.
We could post monologue jokes.
Oh,
We if
okay.
if so look, all right. So if you're writing monologue jokes, I can write monologue. We can make it a daily goal to write monologue jokes. Or it really could be a simple record for 15 seconds, just the sentence, the monologue, the sentence. And then on the screen we can just put like the article title or whatever. We can do whatever, figure out the
Okay.
artistic part of it. But I feel like that would be an easy content idea because you're already creating the content essentially.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do that after this. I'm gonna post a monologue joke onto the proper Ebonics page.
There you go. So I don't know what kind of format or yeah, just play around with figure it out.
Hmm.
Like yeah, I think that doing a monologue joke, yeah, because so I'm in this space where I'm just trying to create content without creating content. That makes sense.
Passive content.
Is that what it's called? Passive
It's
content?
like passive income. You're making money without really doing anything.
Yeah. So it's like, you go perform a set, you record your set, then you chop up your set and put it online. That's you didn't create content, you just chopped up your set, but
What
that's
you already
content.
had, sort of thing.
Yeah. So, but like if you're already writing these jokes, yeah, it could be like, yeah, because when you had said the joke, I was like, oh, that could be a little like my friend Freddie, he like went viral just off monologue jokes, like
Really? Hmm.
million views of a 15-second, 10-second sentence. Like,
So wild monologue joke. That's can views like that off a monologue joke. That's cool.
yeah, but yeah, just if you consistently like honestly, bro, if we did a 30-day monologue goal joke thing on Proper
Ooh.
Ebonics, yeah, we'd double our followers easily.
So I usually like to do the monthly challenges beginning of the month because it just helps me mentally. However, we do this. We could start with a 2 week one.
Okay.
2 week one, and I'll start off today. And if you do it tomorrow, I will do it the day after.
I would like to do that. Are you getting specific topics, or were you just looking online or
Yeah,
anything?
so you could a lot of times I've found a lot of news articles through like Google News. A lot of times you look at local news. A lot of times you can look at technology news. You can look if you look at specific types of news. There's a Reddit page called Not the Onion, and they give wacky stories,
Yeah.
and those are pretty fun ones to write for. So yeah, you grab them off those. Yeah, if I do one and you do one, I'll follow up with it if you follow up with it.
Yeah, so like with both of us doing it, it's not as strenuous like every what I mean? It's like, yeah, I think
It
that
adds more dynamic to it too, of like, oh yeah, we're each going in there telling one.
oh yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Cool. All right, man. I'm gonna do that now. Not now, but I'm gonna do it today.
The podcast still be going on. Kirk like, all right, so
This whole thing is on Proper Ebonics Instagram page right now. I'm Facebook living it.
can you do it at the same time? Is that possible?
I've never Facebook lived. I was on someone's Facebook live at a I was at a gay bar on Friday. I went to like three different gay bars, and it was jolly. And one,
Did you have any luck?
no, not this time. But it's no, I was there with the Dijon. It was kind of like a birthday thing for her, and like her friends came out. And at one point, I'm leaving this one bar. Like we were dancing up. I was wilding. It reminded me how much I enjoy "Crazy in Love" by Beyonce and Jay-Z. I was like, oh, they kept the Jay-Z verse. A lot of times they take it out. But I was walking out, and then like at one point I saw like a large light in my face and a camera there. And then like someone they were doing like the line thing where they're like kicking and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, my bad. So I was on someone's Facebook Live during a very exotic dance. But yeah, good spirits overall, though.
Just see Kirk go to the camera.
Just like that's the move. When I'm walking past a dance club and it's all crowded, you gotta move this just to kind of go to the side. Like, all right, I'm still with it. However, I gotta go to the bathroom. So
My look, my move is to always just stare at the camera like all perverted like.
that's a
That's
that's a
what I
wild
do.
move right there.
He's in my own. If I see you recording the video and I walk past me like,
That's a photo glare.
yeah,
That's
man.
wild. What are you getting into for the rest of the day?
So the rest of the day, man, I don't know. I gotta make some money. That's where I was at. That's why I was a little late to recording to the pod today because I was doing gig apps, delivering stuff, making money during the day.
Nice.
So yeah, I maybe do that today. Hit the comedy scene tonight somewhere possibly. But I've been I'm trying to. I have said this. I may do this. This may be another goal, but I said it on Twitter the other day. Like I just need like an open mic. I can do 20 minutes at like every day.
Uh, well, every day. I was about to say that's wild, but that's
Like every day, right? Just like, all right, I need to get this 20 off, work on this 20, or get like so what I'm about to do this. I'm gonna book a residency somewhere, like a new material residency,
yeah.
where it's like once a week for a month. It's Alan's new material night, not open mic night, not open.
It's
I'll
just
never, I never host an open mic. I never do that. I would never touch a microphone after 30 people. But like new material, like I'll book some people. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
to,
I think that's cool. Like the idea, it's like you're doing the thing the 20 minutes afterwards, sort of thing, and then but you're gonna have different acts prior, sort of thing.
actually, I honestly I thought about just going first. And like y'all, I don't know. I could
Oh,
go last.
it's
Okay.
part of
I
that.
don't know. I haven't fleshed it out, but like I just want to. I'm gonna do it. I know places that will probably do it, like on Tuesday night for four Tuesdays in the summer or something. Like you
Hmm.
ain't got nothing going on.
You do it in the park. If you
I
find a
could do.
park and
I could.
people like, which essentially you did during the thing, but like if you do one of those where it's like you just go like find a park and then like oh, if you want to just do Tuesdays, but every day there's just like an open mic with different guest spots, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I'm feverishly trying to rebuild my set. You know, like I don't want to like Tuesday at the Zone. You get 10 minutes. I didn't even know that. I
Yeah, I
mean,
saw the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. They started doing Tuesday mics.
I didn't even know that. How's it 10 minutes for 40 people? Sounds crazy.
I don't know if 40 people are showing up, but it's
Oh, a
probably
weekday. It'd be 40 people on Thursdays.
that's true. And you're here, you're getting 10 minutes. Okay, so Pat says it's less people that come out.
They're like, oh no, I don't want to do that much comedy.
Damn. Mhm. No comment. That's wild.
I like it, but not that much. I just want to go hang out with my friends and drink beer and
God
eat
damn.
uncooked wings. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
We're gonna get someone from the Harrisburg Comedy Zone on the next podcast, which I think is episode 150. I think we're episode 149 right now.
Oh yeah,
So we get a guess. Yeah, and maybe we'll get a guess from the zone in there.
yeah. Maybe one day I'll be there. They'll book me one day.
That's
And one day,
oh, have you not you not featured or headlined at the Harrisburg?
no,
Mm,
I ain't never even hosted.
same. But I also have not been there a ton either. Like I've been there probably like 10 times. It's a cool spot. I just never really been there. I think they had a thing where like you could submit or something like that, but for me it's a hike. But it's cool room it looks like.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Cool room. Yeah, it's a cool room. They just responded to my emails. Um,
Hmm.
that's all. Anyway, yeah, I think that'd be a good way to end the episode. Something positive.
That's for a comedy zone. Check your
Oh
emails.
man, I
Refresh your
wish,
AOL accounts.
like you ever wanna? I could. I sell tickets in Harrisburg. Like
Right.
I got family there.
Yeah.
It ain't far. Like it don't make sense not to have me there. Humbly,
Yeah.
humbly, bro.
No, I get it, man. I get that feeling where it's times where it's like certain spots where it's like, yeah, I would like I'm either like I could be based out here, like yeah, I would bring people out, sort of thing. And shout out to if proper Ebonics live, because that's one where it's like we've shown that we people come out. So that would be a cool one. I think maybe I mean we'll talk off air about sort of thing, but I think that would be a cool one to do maybe for this year.
Yeah. Everything in due time. All love to all comedy clubs. But
Mm,
I want to work. I got kids to feed, man.
mm. Most definitely,
That's
man.
all. That's all.
With
So
that, thanks for listening to the episode. It's Sunday. The Oscars are on tonight. Will The Anatomy of the Fall win Best Picture? Likely not, but I am rooting for it. And so if you do watch the Oscars, I hope your favorite films get acknowledged. And yeah, and enjoy your Sunday. I know you lost an hour, but you gain an hour of was it vitamin D, vitamin C of the sun. So enjoy that.
did you hear this year? It is this the saying is the slogan is Oscar so black this year because there's so many black. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's
I was about
nothing.
to say, I was like, I've been watching the movies, and it's been a lot of whites, a lot of
Nothing's
whites.
changed. I won't be watching.
Shout out to American Fiction though. Shout out to American Fiction. That was very good.
Yeah. Well, on that note, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the good things, man.
Check out our monologue jokes.
Oh, we're doing it today. You have to
Yeah,
post one today, Kirk. Today.
I am.
All right. I'm gonna write one. I'll post it tomorrow.
Cool.
I'll
All
write
right,
more than
guys.
you know what I mean.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm
Gotta
gonna
go.
go visit. I'm gonna visit my mom. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.